The best that you can do and the most that you can offer to anyone is clarity. So focus upon something and feel sure about it. Then speak from your place of clarity. But of course, they have to rendezvous with you there. It's such an interesting thing. Alignment itself is rendezvousing with another mind. It's just rendezvousing with a very certain mind, with a very sure mind, with a very mind of well-being, you see. So if you are consistently on your high-flying disc, when you offer encouragement of any kind to anyone, you're giving them the best that you can give them. And they'll hear it or they won't hear it, but you're giving them the best that you can give them. The question that we are hearing from you, we hear it often, is how can I help people to help themselves? How can I help people be in a better place? How can I help people to solve their problems? How can I help people feel better? And we say, there's only one way of doing that, and that is you have to feel good yourself and see them as you want them to be. And so it could be helpful if you would do some imagining of people connecting to their broadest, sourciest of resources before they make decisions. Quite often, when you're a consultant or a mentor or a teacher or a healer or a doctor or anyone that someone is looking to for guidance, so often they come to you in their weakness. They come to you because they're uncertain. They come to you because they're not clear. They come to you because they aren't clear and they want somebody who is. And so be clear. Tell them what you know. Tell them how you feel. Tell them what you're doing. Tell them what you'd do if you were standing in their physical shoes. And then say to them, but you got to feel like doing it. Because they can't, and this is the big thing. This is what you've learned. This is what your life experience has shown you. We love saying this to all of you. You can get into clarity and you can advise someone about what you would do, and they might take the action because you told them to do it, but they won't get the results unless they're in the vibration that you are. Isn't that interesting? People say, just tell me what to do. And what you want to say is, oh, first I want to tell you how to feel. But just tell me what to do. I don't have time for that. Just tell me, what would you do? I'd get on the high-flying disc. Don't give me that airy-fairy stuff. I don't want to hear that. I want to know what you would do. But you have to understand, you say, what I do from my high-flying disc, even if you do exactly the same thing that I did from my high-flying disc and you do it from your disc of fear or worry, you'll get different results than I did. Even if you do exactly the same thing, because it's not about what we do, it's about how we vibe. It's about how we feel. It's about the goodness that we let in. And you can't let goodness in. You cannot let the degree of goodness in through your action that you can through your vibration. Esther had a wonderful seminar in San Antonio, and then an open house out at the property, and hundreds of people came. It was so much fun. And lots of people said, I can't believe that you're opening your home and that you're opening your buildings and you're opening your treehouse and you're just opening this to everyone. And Esther said, there's too much here for one person to appreciate. And we want you all to feel that way, that there is so much to appreciate that you want everyone in on it. You want everybody in on it. You want everybody in on the energy, you see. So you can offer it, but they got to figure out how to get in. So you got to teach them more than your action. You got to teach them how you got to the inspiration for the action. Abraham, is that right? You mean I can get on my high-flying disc and I can be inspired to an action? And are you saying that other people that do exactly the same thing that I did will get different results? Go figure. Because it isn't about what you're doing, it's about what you're letting in, you see. Sometimes action can lead to positive expectation. But mentoring based on action does not go very far. You got to mentor with your heart, with your vibration, with your knowing, with your clarity, with your clarity. With your clarity. Yeah, really good. We're talking about power of influence, and we've written many, many, many processes with that precise premise. In other words, you are where you are, reach for a better feeling thought. And so if there is someone in your world that is willing to reach for the better feeling thought, then off you go. In other words, you can lead someone who's reaching. We're not saying that you shouldn't try, and we're not saying that you should give up on others. But this conversation today, really, we are emphasizing more than ever before, and with great reason, find stability on your disc first, and then let's have that conversation. Because there are so many people who find it and lose it because of their then attempt to bring someone else up. So make sure you're stable there, and then, you see, that's really what we're talking about here today. We've been talking for quite a long time about step 1, step 2, step 3. And now we really are talking about step 4, which is get on the high-flying disc and then. So once you're stable on the high-flying disc, then you can explore the contrast without losing your place, you see. That's all. In other words, you're always going to be reaching for more. You're not ever going to hear us say that contrast should cease to be. Contrast is an important thing. What we're talking about with all of you is how do you not just survive, but how do you joyously survive in a sea of perpetual contrast? And the way you do it is by developing your own ability to focus. So when you put yourself in a theater with all of that movement of sound and sight, you're going to be taken on the ride that the makers of the film have decided to take you on. And that really is what we're talking about in every seminar that we conduct. We want you to conduct your own movies. We want you to take yourself on your own rides. We want you to decide how you want to feel, not just go through the power of most influence to the place that somebody else wants you to be. We want you to be deliberate creators, not creators by default. We want you to set your own tone, not just follow the one that's the loudest. We want you to create reality, not just observe reality. You see? You want all of that too. But you are a step 4 creator. You are a step 4 creator. You're a step 4 creator. And the reason that we so much love having the conversation about being a step 4 creator is because somehow you guys keep thinking that there shouldn't be any contrast when you get on the high-flying disc. But that's what step 4 creating is. It keeps showing itself to you. It's sort of like, you know, that you never stop reaching for more because everybody is always reaching for more. The game keeps changing and everybody has to keep up to speed with the ever-changing game. You say. The greatest creators on your planet were always dreaming of something beyond what was. And when they were able to accomplish it, then they are called masters. But when you're still in the gap, they call you delusional. You see, so the world only wants to recognize your brilliance after you have maintained your positive expectation and accomplished the consistent frequency which allows it until it manifests into your experience. You just can't listen to the peanut gallery. Because at the same time that they're calling you delusional, once you accomplish it, then they call you greedy for having more than they have. So you just sort of have to leave everybody else out of the equation and master your own gap. Take pleasure from your gap. That really is the way we would approach life. Ooh, to want something that I don't have, how fresh and sweet that is. Knowing that I can have it, it's sweet. Believing that I can't have it, it's sour. But to want something and believe in the possibility of it, to believe that all children can go to bed fed, that's a dream worth dreaming. But to believe that you have enough to buy whatever you want, that's a dream worth dreaming too. In other words, you don't have to feel bad about the things that you are personally advocating because there is no one who advocates for you more powerfully than the source within you. And if you're not in alignment with that advocation, you're denying yourself the very beingness that is you, you see. Don't take a poll on what the world thinks about anything because the world is confused. Instead, let your life show you what you want. Get a beat on it. Focus on it. Feel the energy that creates worlds coursing through you and watch the results of your focused power. We know the deliciousness within you when you feel worthiness. And we also know that the path to your unequivocal, chronic feeling of worthiness is vibrational alignment with the source within you. Nothing will make you feel more loved than the universe yielding to you your heart's desires. The universe has always been yielding to you your heart's desires, but in your determination that you are not worthy, you don't let it in. And then humans squabble over the spoils rather than embracing the abundance that is ever increasing. It's as if humans think there's one pie and you've just hacked the life out of it. You're dividing it up and you're just squabbling over who gets the pieces of this pie. Not even recognizing that you just create another pie and 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 another pie. Leave those pies alone and let them fight over those pies. Go create your own pie, you see. Because Source is endless with ingredients and opportunities and paths and ideas. And that's really why you're here. You didn't come for pie or for your piece of it. You came for the thrill of the creation of it. You came for the way it feels when energy courses through you. You came for the way it feels when a new idea is born within you, or you've allowed yourself to realize the deliciousness of it. And then that's just the beginning, because now it's going to fill in with all of the details. You see. You're never going to be there so solidly while you're in this physical body that something couldn't knock you from it. But it just gets easier and easier to return there. We said for a while that when you fall off, just wait till tomorrow morning and get back on again. And when you fall off, just wait till tomorrow morning and get back on again. And one day Esther said to us, Abraham, I refuse to accept that I have to wait till tomorrow to get back on. I know I have the ability to focus wheel myself or placemat process myself. I know I have the ability to positive aspect myself. I know I can get back on. And what was born in Esther in that moment was a determination to be there. In other words, you just have to decide that that's where you belong. But you have to show yourself that you can stay there consistently. In other words, you have to sort of teach yourself to believe that you can be there consistently. And then it just gets easier and easier, doesn't it? Some of you have been doing it. Isn't it easier and easier and easier? And that doesn't mean that some issue that you've forgotten about won't show itself to you in some way and push a hot button. In other words, it's easy for you to pick up on some of those other trails of momentum that have just been sort of dormant or inactive. But in time, you will have reconsidered everything that matters so productively that it will really be a rare thing that will knock you from your stability. Nothing knocks us from it. Nothing knocks us from it. And that's why it is possible for you to have negative emotion. In other words, you feel negative emotion because we're always here and sometimes you're here. If we came down there with you, there would be no contrast and you wouldn't feel negative emotion. And so it's a good thing that you can feel negative emotion because it's how you guide yourself, you see. And after all, don't you want to feel good? We like to play with you. We know. Happiness is a terrible price to pay for alignment. But we also know that there isn't anything that any of you want that is for any other reason than you feel you think that you would feel better in the having of it. In other words, you want to feel good. If you heard a fraction of what we said today, you've heard everything that you will ever need to know to live happily ever after. You don't need to go back and retrace your steps through anything. You just have to want to be happy and get up in the morning and go after that and do it for 30 days. That's the message.